So I'm dating this chick, and we about 3 months in, right? We about 3 months in. We dating, everything going cool. She tell me that she wants to go exclusive though, right? Not on no relationship shit. Not she want to be committed yet, but she just on some like, hey, you know, I like you a lot. I want to work towards a relationship, so I'm gonna stop talking to other people. I want you to stop talking to other people. And it was really because I used to do the podcast live in my living room, and it was actually somebody else was going live because we used to have a whole network of everybody on the same joint. So I was just in the background, and another chick pulled up to my crib, and you could see me in the background of their podcast walking up to my room with her spinning light bag and shit.
Damn.
And she was like, "Yeah, that shit fucked me up a little bit. I just want to be exclusive now. Like I just want it to be me and you." And I say, "You know what? I like you a lot. Like I'm down for that. Like I'll curve this girl for you. Like I'm cool with that. Cool. All right." After a couple weeks, it was like, okay, I'm peeping little shit like, yeah, she ain't holding up her end of this shit. But at the same time, niggas don't vanish in the thin air. You know what I'm saying? You might tell a nigga whatever and he's still trying or whatever. So I'm patient with the shit. You know, you was probably just fucking this nigga 2 weeks ago. What's the difference? Right? So you know, 100%. I'm patient with this shit. Like I'm realistic. You know what I'm saying? So some time go by and I'm like, hey, you know, what's up? Are you settled all your differences and shit? Like she like, yeah, da-da-da. And then she pulled some shit to where like I was helping her do some shit. She had a store she was putting together. And it was Christmas and she popped outside for a second, popped back in with a bag. Some nigga pulled up, dropped some shit off to her. Da-da-da. So I just be peeping shit.
Yeah.
So I just bust a bubble on the shit like, what's up? Da-da-da. And she hit me with the, man, I'm not gonna lie, like I did lie to you, but a lot of niggas, she was basically like, every time I've dated a guy and we've been either talking or friends or whatever, and we in that phase, I be super honest and forthright, and a nigga be cool and he can handle it. But then when we get in a relationship, he use all that shit against me and accuse me of shit that I'm not doing while we in a relationship because he insecure about the truth I told him before the relationship. And I'm like, cool. My question to y'all is, in those situations, how do you draw the line between this is a conversation where we're being understanding, or this person is trying to emotionally manipulate me by like you just got caught doing some shit wrong and you're trying to finesse this shit to get some sympathy, justify it. To, you know what I'm saying, justify what you did and avoid accountability for what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, like, I got an idea how I would draw the line between the two based on how it's being presented to me. But that's what we talking about today. Emotional manipulation. We're going to talk about times that somebody's tried to or succeeded in emotionally manipulating us. I got a story to tell, nigga. We're going to talk about how we've emotionally manipulated others. And we're going to talk about just how to decipher whether somebody's being real with you versus they trying to emotionally manipulate you.
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that.
Robbing bottles.
You're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
Popping pills.
That's just what comes with being a man.
Popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucking body.
When them bullets hit them up, look like son had a seizure. Run up, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Days on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos on God in the cake.
That's that, man. Welcome back to Roses I Did, man. We got special guest today, a returning guest. This is our first return guest.
For sure.
This is the first nigga that ever wanted to come back, bro.
Damn.
Niggas don't even want to come back, bro.
That's fucked up.
I asked to come back, too. Let's be clear.
Fire.
I asked to come back.
That's fire.
I was on live. I was like, man, shout out to my guys over there at Roses I Did. I want to pull up. I got my dog G Squill in here with me. I know we spoke briefly about him, so hopefully y'all, get to have a conversation with him.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, shout out to y'all, man. I love what y'all got going on, man. Y'all already know we the guys. So
absolutely
happy to be here.
So if you don't know, it's my boy Maciano, returning to the show. I'm still Terry Roseland.
I'm still Jones. Every day, B.
All right, man. How's y'all week, man? Let's get into it.
I'll kick it off. Nigga, ain't shit changed from last week. I'm still having it rough.
Damn, for real?
He said having it rough. What happened last week?
Nigga, problems don't disappear in 7 days, nigga.
I mean, they might.
Nah, but no, it was still a heavy week for me, but I'm super proud of how I've been navigating it. And for AMP, I'm gonna kick some shit for y'all. I feel like when you in seasons like this is a great opportunity to prove what type of man you are.
Yeah.
Like I'm in a tough season right now, and I get to, live out all the shit that we talk about on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I can't be on here, giving advice and telling guys what to do and how to handle rough season. And then I get one and I'll crash out. You know what I'm saying? That was never an option, by the way.
100%.
But yeah, I'm a dig a little deep into it, but it was a heavy week, but it's getting better. It's getting better little by little.
Absolutely, man.
For sure. That I ain't gonna lie. I think this is me being 100% honest. I think some of the hardest shit that I found to do is practice what I preach. I'm not saying that I don't do it, but it'd be a lot of the shit that we talk about, a lot of the things that we get out of these these books, and we the game that we pick up, and then you face with times where you got to really like practice that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely like telling of what type of man you are, what type of man you gonna be. So I ain't gonna lie, I feel for you, bro. Like, and we can get into it, dive into it, discuss it. But yeah, hell yeah, bro. Like I feel for you, man. Like,
and recently is my mindset has really been shifting. Like, this is an opportunity right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't these are all seasons. You're not always gonna be in a rocky season or a tough season, and like take advantage of it. Grow while you're in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna waste. Even though I don't want to be here, but I'm not gonna waste the time that I am here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and all of this. But
we was just having this
my mindset
conversation in the car.
shifting.
Me and my dog was just having this conversation in the car. We was talking about like physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion. When you experience so much of either, when do you quit? For real, like what will make you quit? And we was like, man, physical exhaustion, that ain't nothing but like, you being tired, having a long day. Yeah, go take a nap, right? Like you good. But mental exhaustion is just like, okay, cool. This is the type of shit that'll make you really look at what's going on and be like, man, fuck this shit. Yeah. And that go back to the same conversation we had last time I was here, Kaizen, right? Like, continual improvement, knowing that every day ain't got to be a home run as long as you take a step forward. So, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, doing the work is really where you become the person that you want to be in the long run. So, hell yeah, bro. Like, it sucks that you in that spot, but you still getting better, whether you know it or not.
It's crazy because a lot of times physical exhaustion is mental exhaustion. Like,
Facts.
A lot of times you really not as tired as you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Great examples of that is in the gym. Like you would think like if you like lifting weights, of course, or whatever, I'll think like, man, I'm tired of it. Like I'll psych myself out. I remember one time I was trying to curl some heavy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And I felt exhausted or whatever. Like I thought I was, but I like took a second. I literally got like my mental together. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lift this shit. We'll set my little affirmation or whatever, refocused. And like, I banged that shit out like I was fresh.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even lift it right before this.
Yeah.
So it's a mind trick.
100%. Like, I always tell people, like, especially when it comes to the gym, is that like, them days like where you like go hard as hell, or it's your first day back in a while and then you sore as hell.
Yeah.
Like, when you sore and your legs is hurting, your body hurting, and you really don't feel like going, that is the best time to go back.
That's when you're gonna grow too.
100%. You should never ever quit when you sore. That'd be the best time.
People
to go
ask me
back.
all the time. They be like, "Man, bro, I'm sore. This should I take like the day off? I don't want to hurt myself."
No.
Like, no, nigga, you need to go work out. Like for real.
Go work out. I
feel
promise
like
you.
If a nigga called you any day of the week with any situation, that was.
I'm gonna tell them the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it sound good in that moment, but it's always gonna be go work out.
Hell yeah. Nah, that should do a lot for you. I ain't gonna lie. That's my recipe.
I remember I had my son on a pull-up bar and he couldn't pull up, and I got him down. I was like, man, close your eyes. Imagine you on the edge of a cliff. You know what I'm saying? Like you holding on. You on the edge of the cliff. You let go.
Yeah.
It's over with. You gonna pull yourself up or you gonna fall. And I put him back up there. And he bust like 5 of the bitches. Like,
Yeah.
it's all, it should all just be. And even when I do the jump rope shit, when I do the long guys, like 40 minutes and 45 minutes and shit, if I don't got no music, I'm tired as hell.
Wait, you be doing 45 minutes straight of jump rope?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy,
cool,
bro. That's
cool.
crazy.
I'm not working out with you. I just called this nigga the other day, like, hey, let's get it. I'm cool, bro.
just
I'm
smoked
not
that.
doing that shit. I got 2 minutes on that bitch.
But nah, it's literally like I
hurting.
throw a playlist on, bro, and I just think about some shit. That shit be the time be gone, bro. But if I don't got no music, I be tired in the motherfucker. It's just mental. It's just mental.
Damn,
for sure.
1,000%.
Did you say how your week was?
Man, my week has been. I'm starting something new. So I guess this is. Do y'all allow promo on this motherfucker?
Go crazy.
Of course.
Okay, cool, perfect. Well, I just recently had the idea of pushing the needle with what I built already. So a lot of the stuff that I've been doing is going to change a little bit. Everything is going to be going into Patreon, similar to got the game from y'all. Been seeing what y'all been doing. So a lot of the stuff is going to be going into Patreon. So I can really talk about the topics that I really want to talk about. I ain't going to lie. Like the other apps ain't fucking with me. I ain't going to lie. Like I've been hitting some community guidelines when I really post the shit that I want to talk about. So everything going into Patreon, and I'm in that phase of kind of learning something new. And just like anybody who's learning something new and trying something new, that shit get uncomfortable because you know the hardest thing to walk away from is something that worked. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at right now, is trying something that I have absolutely no idea how it's gonna turn out, but I love it, man. Y'all know I'm
smack, bro.
I like that. The hardest thing to walk away from is something that works.
Hell yeah, that's the most difficult thing when you got a real life formula in front of you. Like, yeah, this has been proven time and time again to not fail me. And then you want to take that extra step forward, or you want to grow a couple more dollars, or
that reminds me of The Alchemist.
Yeah, The Alchemist is a beautiful book, bro. It's a beautiful book.
What did y'all think the ending meant though when he ended up where he started? Oh, you never.
I'm not there yet. So I was halfway through the book, and this week, maybe like 3 days ago, I started over, and I'm back to where I was when I left off. I'm probably like on page 80. It's maybe like 100.
You like the nigga in the book.
100 minutes. You funny as hell.
Hey. But no bullshit though. Like
I wanted to understand.
That's a great book though.
I wanted to understand, like really grasp, because I was reading it too far apart. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to make everything fresh in my mind.
You ever read The Richest Man in Babylon?
I haven't.
You gotta read that one next. It's a great book, bro.
Yeah.
It's about finances, but it's all stories though.
Yeah.
It's not like it's no numbers, and it's like literally like theory, like
That's
principles about money, but it's literally like some raw ass stories. G.
Right.
Like it's a great book, G.
I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite way to get some game, like storytelling. Like that's kind of how I do to, like, you know, kind of grow as a speaker too. Is like, you know, I'm more so fuck what you talking about and fuck the game that you giving. Like a lot of the shit I'm gonna talk about is gonna come from the heart, but the delivery, it's similar to what you was talking about earlier, like with Barack Obama. It's like the delivery be really what make a motherfucker capture that. So I ain't gonna lie, I might have to get that book from you if you still got it.
I got audio. I have some audio.
Audio, okay, yeah. Cool. But yeah, The Alchemist though, that was a dope book. I ain't gonna lie, I personally did not finish it all the way through because I got to a point in the book where they told me some shit so fly I closed it. I was like, yeah,
I got what I needed.
They told me some shit so fly in there. I was like, yeah, this is all I needed. They basically spoke about how, like, you know, when you truly fix your mind to want something, naturally you're gonna start working towards that, and then the universe is gonna surround.
The universe is gonna conspire to help you get whatever it is that you decided on.
It's gonna put the people around you. Yeah. It's gonna put you in the rooms. It's gonna offer the opportunities, but you gotta really believe in that shit. And that goes to the topic of manifestation.
I want y'all to finish the fucking book so I can ask y'all a question about the ending. I don't even want to talk about this shit no more, bro.
Tell us the end.
No.
He don't want it
I don't want it to end.
Oh, you don't want to spoil it? Shit, I ain't gonna.
I'm actively reading. I was reading that shit today. I'm gonna finish that book this week.
That's my own work.
We gotta talk about it next week, man.
Part three. My part three gonna be we gonna discuss.
We gonna break it down.
Sure. Finish the book, bro. It's like a burning question. I want to ask y'all about it.
Ask the shit. I'm here for it.
I ain't gonna spoil the book for it.
For sure.
But my week was interesting, man. My week was interesting, bro.
I don't know what y'all got.
I don't know what you got going on.
I don't know what y'all got.
My week was interesting. I made a big decision.
This nigga done had a child.
Chill out. No, I have a child. It was actually like that on the opposite. I made a big decision.
This nigga got a
bro.
vasectomy.
Damn near, bro.
Close to it.
Damn near, bro. Damn near. No, I decided to stop whacking off, bro.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, bro. I decided to. He believed me because he shook my hand.
Good. Good.
Now the way bro came through the group chat, you know, niggas. You know, I instantly respected it. I laughed first, but then when he started breaking down, you know what I'm saying? And once he showed me what he did, as far like how he cut shit off, I was like, hey, I respect that shit. I'm like, damn.
So what was the process?
So, all right. So just get some background, right? Because we've had a whole conversation. We had a whole part about masturbation. I had a whole show I did on Patreon a while ago. Like I was like, everybody on Patreon, all the niggas making a pack. We not whacking off no more, shit like that.
No nut
right?
November.
Facts.
Right.
So like, just to get some background, I told this story on here quite a few times. So just to make it quick, like I had a crazy sex addiction, porn addiction, all that shit from like age 11. Like at age 8, I was like in home invasions and shit like that, scared to stay in the crib. My parents was leaving me in the crib later on around like 11, found my father porn stash. It reduced my anxiety for staying home alone and shit like that. So I kind of got addicted to that shit super early at 11, right? So moving forward, you know, I was just stuck on it. And I got to a point recently where I'm just like, it's like either I'm not doing that shit at all or I'm doing it too much. So it got to a point where I'm up, you know, it should take forever to find a fucking video and shit like that. So I'm up late as hell, like, you know what I'm saying, past the time
Niggas
I'm
be on
supposed to be
page
up.
11. Where the fuck is bro?
Then I'm when I'm waking up in the morning, instead of getting my day started, I'm back at it looking for videos. So I'm just like, and so in those moments, I had to stop and ask myself, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is it that I'm running from? What is it that I don't want to think about, that I don't want to feel? Because my homie was talking about it. He was like, man, I do this shit out of straight boredom. I'm like, nigga, you bored? You watch fucking basketball.
You go for a walk.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you looking for a shot of dopamine. So it's like, it's something deeper. Like, we don't do behaviors over and over again for no reason. Like, that's just not how we operate. So it made me wonder that. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to break this shit. So what I ended up doing was I asked ChatGPT for a affirmation. And I said the affirmation 10 times.
No. Tell us what you said. What did you tell us? You missing the part.
Oh, this nigga leaving out information. This nigga trying to be
The white part.
The white part.
Once and for all.
Oh.
No, I'll say that shit. This nigga said, "Give me an affirmation to stop jacking off once and for all."
I feel like I had to say it in a way that ChatGPT would like really get what I'm trying to say.
Hey, you do gotta pose the question. Yeah, you gotta be specific with ChatGPT.
Me and bro, we in the chat. Once and for all, that shit sounded like some
ChatGPT
some
gave his
anime story. I'm gonna defeat this demon once and for
gave his
all.
ass a motivational speech.
But Attack on Titan type shit.
We respect this shit 100%. 100%.
Nah, so I got the affirmation and shit. The affirmation was powerful, bro. I'm actually gonna say it on here. The affirmation was powerful. So I said that shit like 10 times in the mirror, bro. And I dead ass just you know what I'm saying? I got the last towel that I used whacking out, bro, and I set that bitch on fire. I went outside. I'm a ritualistic nigga though. I don't know hotel shit, but I like rituals and shit. But bro, like no bullshit though. Like no bullshit though. I set the shit on fire in my backyard, boom. I threw it, set the shit on fire, bro. And I felt so like free in the moment, bro. I felt like very like it felt like a lot of weight off my shoulders.
I feel like you decided. You made the decision.
Yeah, bro. And then I went to my fucking hidden folder. I got shit back from 2014. Like,
oh my God.
Still be like hitting shorty up now. Like, she was cold too. College.
Focus.
Nigga. I went to my hidden folder. I'm talking about hundreds, all the videos, everything, all the news, all the videos, everything, bro. I deleted all that shit.
And he sent us.
Went to the recently deleted. Deleted all that shit, bro.
That's good,
like,
bro.
And it wasn't no hesitation on a delete. Like, just after saying the affirmation, bro, I haven't even felt tempted, like, at all. Like, even because when I thought it was gonna be hard to delete that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Like, some shit you know, like, I got that shit was from 10 years ago to like a couple weeks ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
niggas know about the hidden folder, nigga. Y'all know,
nigga. So I deleted that shit, man, and it just really felt different because like you think about 11 to now, bro. That's 23 years, nigga. You're 24. That shit had me for 23 years, bro. Like, you know, and there was seasons and times where I like, you know, was like, nah, I ain't fucking with that shit. But, you know, it's just be times where shit niggas digress and it's like it just be like trying to discover why. You know what I'm saying? And not being able to. And kind of just like, yeah, I needed that though.
Naturally, you're gonna fall back on the things that's, you know, programmed into you. Naturally. So I get it, bro, 100%. You feel me? Like, and I don't think that I'm sure there are guys, but like, you know, a lot of guys don't struggle with that shit. You feel me?
Absolutely. And I want to say this too, like, you know, when it comes to like masturbating or being addicted to porn, addicted to sex, all that shit, especially, we're going to talk about like porn specifically, right? Because it's different, it's levels to shit, right? Being addicted to sex is one thing, being addicted to porn is a different problem. For me, you know, I've had a lot of successful women. I didn't fucked with great looking women, Instagram models, all that. And I'm not saying that to validate myself. I'm saying that because a lot of times we put the stigma on porn addiction to a guy that's in the middle of nowhere on a computer, you know what I'm saying, a nerd that's just sitting behind a laptop all day. When it's like, nah, it's regular niggas who experience this shit. It's fly niggas, it's lit niggas, it's niggas who go to the club, fuck 3 chicks that night and still go home and whack off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and what people confuse between the person in the middle of nowhere and the person who has had all of the women that he could possibly have, you would think that both of them ain't experiencing rejection. And I honestly see porn as idolatry in a way, in my opinion.
But you
I'm
break
saying
that
here,
down. I don't even know what idolatry means.
so idolatry is in the Bible basically putting people on a pedestal in any type of way. That's something that's completely against God. Like God is completely against that. That's one of the biggest sins in the Bible. And when you watch porn, you're basically watching a man get satisfied, and that man was essentially somebody who got told yes. And in that moment, you're somebody who can't get that. So basically, you're making that person an idol by watching him get something that you want. That's idolatry.
I want to admit something.
I feel like I was idolatrizing the woman. I don't feel like I was idolatrizing.
No. I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying that. Like, but think about it though. Think about it like this. Like when you sitting there watching a woman, you feel me, on your phone. This woman that you've never seen in your life, and she, whatever the hell is going on the phone, you also sitting here watching this nigga do this to this woman.
Yeah. And I'll take it a step further though. Just even with Instagram, bro, it was a couple like years ago. I just unfollowed all the IG models that I'm never gonna.
I've never followed all of
because what you call idolatry, like that's the
Idolatry.
same shit. It's
Same
like
exactly.
I'm telling y'all, niggas is listening to this, bro. If you following a bunch of Dreas, a bunch of IG models, a bunch of all that,
It's not. Why?
unfollow all. I'm telling you, it's gonna feel like you're gonna feel very good to unfollow all of that shit, just because like if we as men we got a lot of pride, a lot of ego, right? And we talked about before how when we talked about that friend zone shit and how a lot of our ego is tied to being able to get a woman, and a lot of guys got such a big problem with the friend zone because it's like you couldn't get this woman and you can't deal with being around her because you couldn't get her because it makes you feel away as a man. So what does it do to you when you've been looking at Drea or Megan Good or whoever the fuck else since you was 15 and now you're 30 and you're still not in a position to get this woman? What
It
does
does
that do
multiple
to you?
things.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
One, it builds up your image of what a beautiful woman is supposed to look like.
For sure.
When in reality, you'll never even touch a Drea, Michelle. So now you don't even know what beauty is right in front of you. So the best thing that you can do is not look at that. For instance, right? How many people really don't know how to have sex? They think that the shit that they see on porn and the wild shit that they see on porn and this exotic ass shit is sex. And then you try to do that shit with a normal woman who don't look at that same type of shit, and you not pleasuring her the way that she needs to be pleasured because you don't know what sex is. That's one piece of it. And yeah, just overall, like looking at somebody and you think that that's what a woman is supposed to look like. Even farther than that, the IG models, they on there showing their ass, they on there doing whatever the case, whatever it is that they showing. Now you maneuvering through your normal life, and when you see a woman, what's the first thing you look at? What's the first thing that you do? You undress this woman and you don't even know that you're doing it, but your brain is so fucked up and you've been looking at this porn shit for so long that mentally there's a mechanism inside of you that's being warped. Yeah. For real. Like that porn shit is real, bro. That's the devil.
I feel like Jody finna try to shoot the episode with you now.
with the porn thing, when I said I wanted to like get admit or whatever. So I stopped watching porn a very long time ago. And I justified it. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna watch porn. I don't go on websites and shit. But if I do, I'll go to women who I'll go to my shit.
I did the same thing.
And I justified it. I'm not watching porn. I'm not idolized. These are women I experience that I can still experience. I'm watching me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking like I'm past that shit. I still do it. But
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not like in
I'm like a month away. I'm like a month out from that practice.
But the thing, like with me, I don't have like a urge. I don't do that shit like, a lot. You know what I'm saying? I can go a while without doing it or whatnot. And it's actually more pleasurable for, you know what I'm saying? Like when me and my lady, it's a fucking build up of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So
I feel you.
Yeah. I do feel like when I did go through times where I wasn't whacking off for a long time and I skied on like a chick face, it'd be like
it's a lot.
Like I just glazed her. Like for real.
Hey man, I know like you can say this on your platform.
This nigga said glaze.
Y'all ain't never see the robot shaking the gingerbread.
This nigga said glaze.
Like
glaze is crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, nah, man. No porn. Crazy. No porn, man.
No porn. Unfollow them.
Yeah, cut that shit, man.
Unfollow the women on IG. Like, I actually never did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just following a whole bunch. I don't want to see, and this, I don't know how this is gonna sound. I don't want to make it sound like I just can't get access or I don't have one. But I don't want to see something every day that I don't have access to.
That's a fact.
Like you can eliminate that temptation. Why would I want to see
not a human? Like if it was a car or a watch,
yeah,
like,
a car,
okay, let me
right.
like I want to work up to get this one, but humans don't operate that way.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
you know what I'm
not.
saying?
I'm not following motherfucking.
Because that's objectification, essentially.
Lori Harvey. I'm not
Yeah.
following like all of these women who.
Let's take it like a step down from that though, because even with me, I wasn't following like the Lori Harveys, the Aries, the Jadas. But it'd be chicks that live here.
Yeah, in the city.
But they still an IG model, essentially. They're not as famous as that, but it might be a fucking bottle girl or some shit.
Nigga, if she not following you back, nigga.
Yeah,
Any chick.
Any
Yeah,
chick. If
any
she not
chick.
following you back, don't follow her.
Especially if you only followed her because you wanted to shoot.
Exactly.
If you only followed her, like you don't like her content, you ain't like she ain't like she funny or she painting
You're
murals and shit.
objectifying her.
You're literally
That's it.
objectifying her. That's
Yeah,
it.
if she's an
unfollow all
object
them
to you-
chicks you objectifying. Yeah.
Exactly, 100%. If she's an object to you and the only thing you can see in her is sexual, and that's what bro was talking about on the podcast, bro. His whole operation was women are objects. So he's arguing objectifying women and everybody else was arguing against him like, bro, women aren't objects. But he's so deep into it that you couldn't prove him wrong.
Yeah. Well, you got to get context. This is the main episode.
Okay.
Now, so that was behind the scenes.
So I was just recently on the platform, and on that platform, it was a bunch of creators. They flew out, and a lot of people were on the same page, but then there were a handful of people that were there solely to stir the pot. And there was a gentleman whose stance was very much so, you know, women lose value as they get older. Women should be submissive to a man off of rips, like just off default. A woman should be submitted. You know, if a woman is not following the leadership of a man, it's 100% the woman's fault. His stances were very much so toxic masculinity, you know, like let's push that narrative rather than like, okay, cool, let's think about union, let's think about men and women together making each other better. And with that, his arguments were all just seeing a woman as an object. He was arguing that women were basically objects in everything that he argued, but he was so articulate. He was extremely smart. The word choices he used, the storytelling he used, he was referencing the Bible. Like he was going to all of these valid sources to argue toxic masculinity. And it's like one side of it is, okay, cool, just beat him in a debate. Just argue him down. You feel me? Prove him wrong. Then the other side of it is like, bro, like how deeply scarred are you? Like what did you really, really go through for this to be your mindset? For real, for real. For you to be up
Have you seen
here.
his wife?
I haven't. Nah.
Okay, go ahead. Keep talking.
He, you know what's crazy? He was saying, he was like,
He's
well,
married. I didn't know he was married.
but you know what's crazy? He was up there saying like, you know, I got a girlfriend, so none of this stuff applies to me. And I'm like, bro, but it's like, you got a girlfriend and you up here representing yourself this way. So we can make real accurate assumptions that, like, for instance, bro, like, and when we talk about lying, right? Like lying, I always say like there is something, it does something to you, bro. Pinocchio ain't no fiction story, bro. Like him lying did something to him. It's the exact same thing with us. We just don't know because we're so deep into the lie. Pinocchio knew. With him, let's say he was up there capping and he was up there lying. There's absolutely no way that
lying.
you can.
That ass.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm good. Like I'm not gonna
We
argue
can
with
stop
a nigga.
talking about this right now.
And no disrespect, but it's like, no, I don't know.
I don't know if y'all can see this or not.
No disrespect.
It's a blonde white girl.
Man, watch out, man.
All right.
Bro just lost all. No, I'm not gonna talk about this.
Nah, man. But
But
he was,
when I saw that, I was like,
This
it
makes
just,
sense.
it just blew. It was just like, what the fuck, like.
Anyway,
man, but it's, you know, with that, bro, it's like, I can only explain the lie so far. Eventually, you're going to catch me up.
Yeah.
For you to be that deep into a lie, nobody can catch you up into the shit that you're saying. It's not a lie at that point. At this point, you done told yourself this so many times that it's your truth. And it's like, you know, I know we all believe different things. I know that morality is something that differs between person to person. But it's certain things, man, where it's like, okay, bro, something's happened to you. Like you've been through a lot.
you're
You've
too far
seen some
gone.
shit.
You gotta
You're too
like,
far gone.
You just gotta. All right, you know you
That
believe
conviction.
that. Cool.
Yeah.
Conviction. Yeah. All right, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to the topic, man. Any important news that went on that we could pull something from? Manhood wise. I mean, we got Bronny and LeBron again. That's always
Shout out to them, man. Anybody hating on them, anybody that got anything negative to say about LeBron and Bronny from a just them being successful black people standpoint, I ain't gonna lie, you foul. They doing something that ain't nobody else ever seen. You feel me? Now, if we're gonna talk about straight basketball analytical stuff, for sure, call whoever you want trash. That's fine. But to, you feel me, belittle anybody in this situation because you feel me, of course, naturally a successful dad is gonna do whatever he can to make his son successful. I ain't gonna lie, y'all fried. And y'all the reason, you know, that our culture faces some of the things that our culture faces, bro.
For For sure.
That's my stance on Bronny and LeBron, man. I was in the gym one day. I'm in the locker room, and it's some old heads, like real life. And by the way, shout out to I love like when I see old heads like actually talking about some shit, and they talking about like nepotism. They talking about like Bronny and LeBron. They saying like how half of them is in a circle, like, man, you know, he only got that spot because his dad did it. Then the other side is like, man, what the fuck is a father supposed to do?
Hey,
You feel me? We looking at one of the industries that black people dominate. We don't dominate a lot of industries. When we talk about dominate, like we're in the lead, we're dominating sports. And for the best athlete that we've seen, arguably, to do this for his son is black excellence, bro. Like, it's black excellence. How can you even speak negatively on that? And then we turn around and then we want opportunities and we want inclusion and all of this other stuff in different industries. It's like, bro, the industry that we dominate, we don't even promote it.
Yeah.
That's my stance.
I feel like the only niggas that should ever be able to say something negative about that shit is the niggas who feel like I should have got drafted instead of that nigga. Other than that, like everybody else should like not have a problem. But if you a nigga who like
in the mix,
nigga, I averaged 20 and that nigga got drafted, like I can see you being mad,
sure.
but everybody else not. But the other thing is just like, bro, the way like we all knew it was about to happen once you know he got drafted and all that. But now that they're on the court together, this shit is amazing, bro. Not only the fact that LeBron did that, but being able to be around that long and play at a high enough level. Vince Carter was around that long. He wasn't good enough. Because I feel like LeBron could have been one of the GOATs and all that. But if he, at this point in his career, was averaging 10 points, he wouldn't have had the leverage to do that. Regardless of how much he's done for the Wizards wasn't putting Marcus Jordan on the fucking team. Like, they wasn't. And I fuck with Mike, you know what I'm saying? But the Wizards wasn't putting Marcus Jordan on the team. Like, that shit wasn't happening.
And I think that from a general standpoint, if we say like, okay, cool, a 20-point game is playing well. From general standpoint, all NBA players ever in history, if you drop 20 points, have this, that, and assists, and this and rebounds, you played a solid game. Bro, LeBron did that his entire career, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine never ever sinking below what the general standpoint of like
nigga's
playing
doing
well
that.
is.
I think
he's still doing it.
Averaged like
Damn
24,
near
6
50.
and 6 or something for his career for 22 years.
It's insane. It's insane. It ain't. I see shit like that, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. It be shit like that where I can't even say nothing negative about it. I won't even think critically on it, bro, because I'm like, man, we gonna acknowledge greatness and we gonna walk away from it. That's me.
But everybody move goalposts for people they like or don't like, whatever the case may be.
Facts.
They do. But you got anything on that before we move on to the topic?
Nope.
All right, man. Emotional manipulation, man. Let's talk about some real shit. Emotional manipulation. Now, before we jump straight into, you know, this is a man and woman thing. You know what I'm saying? Men do it, women do it. I'm gonna throw out some examples of it, and I want to just hear y'all take on it, whether y'all experienced it or not, what y'all think about it.
Before you throw out the examples, let me do a brief breakdown
For sure.
of it. All right, so emotional manipulation is 7 key types of emotional manipulation. 1 is deceptive communication.
Okay.
2, guilt induction, playing the victim, gaslighting, love bombing, the silent treatment, and conditional approval.
Okay.
You know, and each one of those have a meaning behind it and a definition for it. And as I was like, you know, going through when I experienced it and when I dished it out, you know, it fell into one of those categories. So just wanted to break that
What's
down.
conditional approval?
So
Just out of
conditional
curiosity.
approval, yeah, that's a good one.
I would make an assumption off of conditional approval. I'm gonna assume that like
Ultimatum.
ultimatum, yeah, or even, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going off of context clues. Like I would say, like conditional approval could be like, okay, cool. Well, I have to be doing this, performing this way, showing up this way, and if I don't, then they're out. I think that that's a form of manipulation.
That's me.
But that was
me.
like, but I think like, but that makes it incentive based though. So imagine like, you know, let's say you making $400,000 a year, and you meet this woman, and she meets you making this amount of money, so she has this $400,000 a year girlfriend type lifestyle just off being beside you, and then your shit go to 100,000. And now she's like, well, you better figure out how to get that 400 or I'm up out of here. I think that would be like a form of like conditional. And that's just me going off of context clues.
Well,
that's just me.
That's me in a sense, because like I know what I signed up for.
I ain't mad at that.
And
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not even saying that, you know, if it ain't even no cruel shit, but it couldn't be nothing that's unnatural. It has to be something that's like not just natural based. Like,
Facts.
you know, you grown old with somebody, they gonna look different. They gonna, you know, different things are gonna change. But it's like the way that you're treating me and things like that. Like if that's some shit that's like, gee, Yeah, if you're not acting a certain way.
Nah, that
you're
can't
not acting a
change.
certain way,
That can't change. But I also think that it's like, you know, we human, bro, and we gonna have our ups and downs. So it's like if I'm in a down, I know it's gonna be. We was talking about at the beginning of the episode. You feel me? Like, you know, like we can be in a season where shit is down. You feel me? And a motherfucker has seen us in the season of being up.
Yeah.
So I think that for you to leave in a season of me being down, were you really there for me, or were you there for my up season?
I think that the tough part is, and I'm gonna say this, right? And he's the first person I ever heard say this, was the truest shit. Is that when a woman meets you, wherever you are, that's your floor.
Okay.
Meaning that
That's the bottom line up front.
because that's what she knows you as, right? So right now, right, if I meet a woman right now, she gonna look at it like, oh, you know, you got some shit going on TikTok, da da da. You popular in Chicago, da da da. Cool, but it's women who that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So they looking at me like, oh damn, look at what Terry did. The woman who I just met today not looking at me like that. She looking at me like this is just who this nigga is. I would have to elevate for her to look at me. But again, if I was to fall back, the woman who just met me gonna look at me like I fell off. A woman who been knowing me gonna be like, oh, he just, you know, I don't know what's up with Terry right now. Woo, woo. But they can still see how far I came.
And in my opinion,
Yeah.
that's my favorite. It's all types of different forms of love. My favorite form of love is the type of love that I'm experiencing right now. So I got my stinker butt back.
Okay.
Can you do like a clapping like sound or something like that in there?
We love
Yeah,
it.
let's talk
real
about
claps.
that. I got my
Get some
stinker
real
butt back.
claps, man.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? Like my stinker butt from college, my college sweetheart.
Let's go.
When I was in college, bro, this young lady was literally, bro, when I graduated, I had to go back to my grandmother's house. You know, my grandmother's house is beat up. You know, floors broken up. It's mice running around, whatever the case may be. And I had a mattress in the corner of the floor. She don't come from that. She got 2 cribs, pools in both backyards, and the house in the hills. That's her lifestyle. But she was pulling up to my grandma's crib, spending the night on that mattress on the floor.
Wow.
Before all of this shit. We had our differences. We had what we went through. She went and lived her life across the country for a year. I went and did my thing, and I ran up what I ran up in a year. For me to have her back, bro, she get whatever she want.
100%.
Because I know she's not here conditionally. You feel what I'm saying? And like she was here showing up in a way before all of this shit. Like she was showing up being her best self way before. Like I would argue that she's shown up better for me then than she has now. Yeah. And I think that honestly it's also because like, you know, you got to point the finger at me and the things that I've done and, you know, the dynamic change, whatever the case may be. But for her to be back, I think like, man, like it ain't no conditions attached to that.
I'm gonna say this, right? And I that's a beautiful thing.
Nah,
I'm
for
happy
sure,
that
for
that's going the way it's going.
Talk to me.
And I'm not even finna disagree with that. But it's crazy. I was looking through my photos earlier. I just be looking through photos. I forgot what the fuck made me look through photos, but I was looking through like 2021, 2022. And it tells a story. You ever just go through your photos and it tells us, it's like, damn, I was fucking with all 3 of them at the same time. I don't remember that happening that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, it tells a story. And I remember it was this one chick I was fucking with, and I'm scrolling through and I'm like, she was I took a picture of her. I was fucking with her, trolling her. She was pissing outside the car. Right? And I took a picture of it. It was just a funny ass picture I used to send her all the time. She used to piss me off. And,
if her pissing outside the car,
shit. Yeah,
that's some crazy shit to send her. Man, pissy ass.
But I
You
remember
pissing
the
me
car.
off.
I remember the car it was. And I'm like, damn, I don't know if the chick that's fucking with me that would have fucked me if I was still driving that car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it make you think back sometimes, like, damn, like we had our differences, but that person really fucked with me because when you in your space, you don't look at it like it's that. You know what I'm saying? You might be a little arrogant about what you got going on, but when you look back, you like, damn, I wouldn't even have the nigga I am now when she was fucking with me. Now, in my situation, I don't need like that. I don't need that trouble. It's other shit that went on with that. That's not dead, but that's dead. But it make me think too, like, damn, like, is it right or wrong though if a woman look at you like when she choosing a man, right? She got different options. She might like the nigga who don't got a nice car and who really don't got his shit together for whatever reason she like him. And then she got the other nigga who got his shit together who don't got the best personality. And then she might like a nigga that got both. If she picks you, the nigga who got both, right? Let's say she pick him and then he fall off. She might like, well, I could have fucked with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So is she wrong for feeling like, yo, where you at is your floor? Is that wrong?
I don't think she's wrong. I'm just more so of like I I'm praying against running into women like that.
For sure.
I don't think she's wrong.
For sure.
I don't think she's wrong at all. But I'm hoping I don't run into a woman like that because I understand that like I be trying shit. You feel me? I understand that it be slow months. Like I understand what come with me.
You want some real entrepreneurship.
Yeah, you feel me? Like I understand what come with me. So I feel like anybody who come into my situation, like I want you to understand, like, yeah, like a motherfucker really waking up every day going to get this shit, and who really knows what this day gonna consist of. So for you to leave after I have a couple bad days, it's like, yeah, you really wasn't bought in to me for real. You was bought into what was going on around me. So I don't think she's wrong at all. You feel me? I think that, you know, at the end of the day, do what you gonna do. Because I date a woman, you feel me? If motherfucker takes sex off the table after a couple of months, then I'm gone. Yeah. That's incentive based. You feel me? That's conditional.
He just validated, bro.
That's
That's conditional.
about?
That's conditional. I ain't ran into that though.
Maybe y'all on the last one. Would you date somebody celibate? Reggie talk about some. Yeah, it probably depend on the condition. I be no. Fuck is he talking about? No.
I'm grand.
Shit over with.
But not if. I think it's just, but not if that's like what you, the bottom line up front though, like what you said, like not if that's what you came with. You feel me? Like for instance, I always use this analogy, like. Let's say you meet a young lady and you have sex first night. I don't think that mean you ain't gonna take her serious. I think that you had sex first night. But I think issues arise when the third, fourth time you link with her, she talking about some, nah, I don't feel like fucking. Well, now you looking at like, okay, cool, where you changing? Where a different example is you meet a young lady and she don't give you no pussy the first night, second night, third night, fourth night, fifth night. I might really still be taking her as serious as I did as the other young lady. You feel me? And at the end of the day, whatever she presented me with that first time, I'm expecting that. So I'm more so of like a don't introduce me to a vibe you can't sustain.
I was just gonna say that. They tell us. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
That was good.
Oh God, good shit.
Nah, for sure, man. So
with this manipulation shit though, man.
Don't take pussy off the table. Let's keep talking about manipulation. If you put pussy on the table, don't take it off.
Don't take it off.
Keep that shit on the table. If I put some money on the table, it ain't gonna come off.
Hey.
No
hey,
bullshit.
bro want his shit like a photo of their child. He gonna flip the card is green for pussy bullshit. All the time. Keep that shit coming.
Keep it on. You feel me? Keep it on.
That shit coming. I didn't turn the card over.
The hell? That's manipulation.
Oh shit.
Nah, women do try to manipulate situations with sex. That's definitely one of the
But you got to be smart though. You can't be thinking with your dick though. You feel me? Like if you thinking with your dick, of course you gonna get finessed. That's what. I ain't gonna lie, like when we look at these niggas who really be like tricking, they thinking with they dick. Like they don't even really notice what's flying out their pocket. They just like, oh yeah, you feel me? I can pay this shit and you know whatever. Like you got to be a smarter nigga than that. You can't have that lustful of a heart.
In my opinion, this is gonna sound bad. While the ladies out there listening, I love y'all and I love pussy. But to all my guys, the best thing you could do, especially if you're looking for a long-term situation with somebody, is to devalue the pussy as soon as you
100%.
can. You got to devalue the pussy as soon as you can. Because for one, you're never going to get pussy as a birthday gift. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make her actually present her other qualities and bring the best out of her and not feel like she's rewarding you with sex.
Man,
I will stop talking to you if you try to give me pussy as a birthday gift. If my birthday come up and you walk out naked and it ain't no cake, it ain't no motherfucking t-shirt, a pair of socks, nothing.
She got a bow on her pussy.
And you got a bow on your pussy, I'm cool. Like
I had
I'm
that
good.
pussy yesterday.
Yeah, like I had that shit for the past 3 days. Like it's the same, unless you got a new position or some shit. Like
fuck the new position.
Devalue the pussy. 100%.
If you giving pussy for the birthday, it should be an additional pussy.
The fuck?
You put me bring some new pussy in.
Like, it should be 2 pussies.
It'd be 2 pussies.
Yes.
Yeah, 2.
No,
and I ain't even saying 2 pussies is better than 1 because you got the best pussy. But you know,
nah, I honestly think that. Oh yeah, you gonna end up in a real situation. But I think that like when you talk about like devaluing the pussy though, like I always think like before I even rock with a young lady, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, let's say I do get the pussy. Do I really want to kick it with her for them next couple hours afterwards?
Yeah.
If I can't see myself really liking you after, because we already know, like, you know, post-nut clarity is a real thing. I think women have that too, correct? Like, like post-nut clarity is a real thing. And if I don't see myself enjoying you being around afterward, then I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even gonna get into bed with you. You gotta think with more than your dick. I'm not gonna lie. You got to, because you're gonna end up in a real situation.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up in a real situation.
Get your shit off though, bro.
The definition of you was on point with it. The conditional approval. The manipulator may only express approval or affection when the target meets certain conditions or behaviors, creating a sense of insecurity and dependency.
What the fuck I'm talking about? Shout
Yeah.
out the context clues.
It sounds like the pussy is the carrot hanging over your head. Hanging over your head. Don't let it happen, man.
It's a hell of a
you
carrot,
You gotta
though.
devalue the pussy. And when I say devalue the pussy, what I'm saying is
Take
don't
it off
be
the pedestal.
thirsty. Like, take the pussy off the pedestal. Don't be thirsty for it. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Don't always initiate sex. Even if you want the sex, act like you don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Don't always, or use sex. Get on some BDSM shit and use sex as a reward. If you do these 3 things, I give you some sex, and you ain't getting it if you don't do those things.
Hell yeah.
That's conditional approval. That's literally
Yeah.
That's
This
a
nigga's
that's a BDSM shit, though.
manipulator.
That's a BDSM shit. That's a little different. But anyway, I'm gonna throw out some examples of manipulation. Number 1, if you go looking for something, you're gonna find it. If you go look, so a lot of times people talk about going through phones, and we was like, well, if you go looking for something, you're gonna find it. That's on you.
What's the what amendment is that? 4th? Unlawful search and seizure?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like, let's say you go through my phone.
Mhm.
Let's say you go through my phone, right? And you find all type of shit. Not gonna lie. I might feel bad off of the rips that I'm guilty, but you damn near bogus for going through my shit
That's
without my
manipulation,
permission.
guys. That's manipulation.
That's the law. Hold on, wait. That is the law. That's my
We
my
not
lawyer.
talking about
homie
laws.
here.
We talk about morals. Listen,
You're right. That's a good point. Morally,
and that's manipulation. Like, that's the law.
That's the law,
Fuck
bro.
how you feel?
But on some real shit though, like, could you be mad? Could you be mad if you really went in there and looked for some shit and then found it?
But the thing is, like,
Illegally obtaining this shit.
if you're in a relationship and you agreed to be faithful, you made an agreement, and now you betrayed that agreement. Like, yeah, that person wrong for going through your phone, but I'm pretty sure. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people are just insecure and would went through your shit regardless. This probably ain't their first time going through your shit. This their first time finding something. But there's other people who may have saw the shift in your behavior, saw the inconsistency in your behavior, and that drove them to say, you know what this person got going on. So they went through it. Was they wrong for going through it? Yeah. But in my opinion, the whole thought that if you go looking for something, you're going to find it. If we agreed that if we exclusive, it should be nothing for me to find.
Right.
That goes against that agreement. Now, if I go find out that your mama don't like me, that's on me. If I go find out that.
So let me pose a question.
Go ahead.
So let me pose this question. Let's say your phone laying out, and then your young lady goes through it without your permission, and then you find out that she went through it. She ain't find shit though. Do you stay with her or do you?
I don't think I would break up with her for that, but yeah, I would.
See,
That's not
she
something I'm breaking up
gone.
over.
For me, she's gone because
She
now
out
you
there.
done violated my privacy. Like I think that like there's certain. I ain't gonna lie. I'm all for somebody having
I'm
secrets.
gonna challenge you on this.
Go ahead.
So, you a year in, y'all ain't got no problems, y'all ain't got no issues.
Right.
That happens. You gone. He answered that shit quick than the motherfucker.
And this is why though.
Straight face as hell.
This is why. But
With
this
the
is
camera
why,
on him, y'all should have shot his nigga face.
100%, bro. Because this is for me personally, bro. I think that like sometimes people want to know too much.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like sometimes people want to know too much.
Yeah.
And when we talk about vulnerability and being open, sometimes vulnerability and being open gets taken a little bit too far. I think that there are certain things that you deserve to have near and dear to you.
100%.
100%. So I think that like after a year, you've shown me that my privacy means something, and I've respected you in my privacy. I haven't given you anything to look through my phone about. You feel me? I haven't shown any signs of anything. I'm not doing anything. And then after a year, you in a way betray me and go through my shit without my permission. Now I'm more so looking at you like, damn, well, can I really like trust this young lady? Even the point that you said, like you go through her phone and you find out, you know, that her mama don't like you or some shit like that. Like, yeah, her mama don't like you, but that was her and her mama business.
That ain't
That
none of your
wasn't your
business.
business.
That ain't none
That
don't get
wasn't
their
your
respect,
business
but it
at
ain't none of
all.
your business.
And y'all could have been rocking and had a very, very healthy situation if you wouldn't have did that shit.
Yeah.
And that's how I see it. Because now I'm looking at you and I'm like, damn, like I can't have nothing to myself. Like, I don't know. That's just me. Now, I don't think that, you know, I wouldn't tell everybody else to like, yeah, leave her. But for me, I'm like, you know, and I went through that. I had a situation like that. You feel me? And she went crazy. She did that shit. She went through my shit, didn't find nothing. And now, like, I'm sitting there looking at her different. I'm like, man, like you ain't even the cool motherfucker that I thought you was. You really over here geeking over me, like tweaking. So that's just me. I don't think that like
privacy is real though, G. Because like the whole conversation we had to get in the show about me quitting masturbating. I put that shit in a group chat. Somebody go through one of these niggas' phone. Like I'm a nigga who don't give a fuck. But let's say I was a nigga who was like, I don't want the world to know that. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. Somebody go through y'all phone and see that and be like, damn, this nigga be on. Like, this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? So that type of shit is definitely violation of privacy. That's something that I give a chick 2 strikes on, especially if we got a good relationship, whatever the case may be. That's something that's just like, hey, don't do that shit again. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm just a little too young then.
I think but no, everybody got different deal breakers though. Because it might be some shit that I might feel like, nah, it's over with. That you might feel like I'm gonna just tell her not to do that shit again. So it's different.
Yeah, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like I be very honest about the shit that I should be honest about, but I ain't gonna lie. Like I got secrets. I got shit that like, yeah, this is me. I even got accomplishments that nobody know about. Like I honestly feel like that's what everybody deserves. Like, okay, cool. We get up here, we talk about like we vulnerable and we like, yeah, you know, we used to watch porn, we struggle with porn, but it's your business what type of porn you watch.
You know what I feel? I feel that way about my journal.
Exactly. Perfect example.
Like my journal, I say shit in there that I'm not gonna tell anybody. Like that is the most vulnerable version of me. If somebody was to read, I don't give a fuck that you saw it, but since that's my safe space and you violated it, you're smoked, and we're married. You're smoked.
You divorcing your wife? She read that journal,
bro. Like my journal.
I
like
quit a job. I was about to fight my manager at one of my first jobs I had out of college. Good job. I was bartending, you feel me? I'm making cheese, whatever the case may be. And I didn't understand the recipes. So I took my real journal. The first 50 pages is my real life. And like the last 10 pages is the recipes. And the manager, one day, I left it up there. That was my mistake. I left it up there. One day the manager came through and my shit was open. It was marks all in my journal. And then he ended up mentioning some shit that was on one of the pages. And I didn't
like
crashed
your personal shit?
Yes, I didn't crashed out, bro. I didn't lost it.
How did you not?
Bro, I didn't lost it, bro. I was like, bro, it ain't no way this nigga just did that. I was in there. I worked for like 30 minutes and then I left. No bullshit. Yeah. I work, bro. Like it's certain shit that I honestly feel like you deserve to have.
I put my hands on that.
Yeah, that's
shit
strong.
that you deserve to have.
Like
bro.
You marking my shit like you a teacher, nigga.
Making marks in my shit and then bringing it up out loud to me is like that would have been like
you should have put a period right here,
man.
You should have made a real bar fight, slid him across the bar, honestly, hit him with the bottle,
honestly. And the shit that he spoke on, like it was some poetry in there and shit like that. Like it was some, like storytelling or whatever. Yeah, but it's like that's my shit, bro. Like I don't give a fuck what good faith you was on. Like I don't give a fuck what you went in there for. You shouldn't have did it. Point blank, period.
Bro. You gotta take the beer bottle, break it on the thing, and stab it.
It's going on Patreon, right?
I just thought of Superman when he was in the grocery store. He slipped across his neck.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to start a bar fight in that bitch for sure.
All right, let's bet another one, man. Let's bet another one. So we got that one. What you think about that? You feel like that's manipulation?
Yeah.
Like if you go looking for something, you gonna find it. You feel like that's manipulation?
It is
because it's taking the accountability out the person. Okay, cool. All right, let's throw this out there.
That's a good one. That's a very controversial one. Go ahead.
This is this is the shit that I've done. Calling someone insecure for thinking that you're cheating when you're actually cheating.
You was a dirty joker.
Y'all never done that before? Y'all no?
Nah, G.
Niggas gonna leave you hanging up it. Real?
I've been compromised. Man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You was a cheating ass nigga.
I was, bro. I was.
Fuck. Old Terry was horrible.
Somebody on the live talk about Crash Out Terry.
Are they on the live stream? Let me see the live stream.
Nah, not right now. Not right now. I was saying last night they was calling me Crash Out Terry at the live stream.
Yeah.
As they call it.
I've been definitely like, there's been some truth to some shit that a motherfucker done said. It may not have been as deep as they've made it, but there's been some truth, and I've like steered away from just the conversation in general because I'm like, man, like I don't want to even open this box up a little bit because if we really open it, it's some shit in there that's like, yeah, it's some dirty shit, but it ain't necessarily some shit as deep as what you're making it. So that's definitely like in a way manipulation for sure. Cause I'm kind of withholding information. It's like, what's the name for that?
That is deceptive communication. That's number one.
Yeah. Like what's it when you like tell like you're not lying, but you're not telling the truth.
You're being omission. You're being.
We just threw the whole dictionary at this nigga. Like he did all of the above.
Yeah,
What the fuck you talking about?
Fuck it.
You just fucked up.
You gonna shelve it.
But yeah, man, I definitely done dabbled in that for sure. Not proud of it, but
I think calling people insecure for a lot of shit is a tactic for emotional manipulation. We see it on the internet every day. Like, if it's a guy who got a problem with anything his girl do, like these niggas is insecure. It's like,
no, I just don't want my, you know what I'm saying, woman popping her pussy in public. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. Like, I just want you to carry yourself a little tad bit of dignity.
And I ain't gonna lie, in my opinion, from an integrity standpoint, it's certain shit that won't even get an explanation out of me. Like, for instance, like if I mess with a young lady and I know that I want my young lady modest and I want her dressing this way and carrying herself this way, and then she's doing that, and then that's no longer a thing, and I'm starting to see that, I'm gonna have a conversation about it. But the moment that the finger gets pointed at me and how I feel about the situation, that's all the explaining that I had to do. Like, I done basically told you everything that I needed to tell you, and for you to not respect that, then I ain't gonna lie, the fault is on you. It's the same thing when we talk about insecurity, right? Like, let's say there is something in the air where, like, you know, yo, woman think you cheating, whatever it is. If you not cheating, you should be able to explain that. Rather than just point the finger at her and disrespect her and call her insecure and call her and start name calling. You should be able to explain, like, yeah, this is not something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's how
I
I feel
would want to
about
explain that just to make you look silly. You know what I'm saying? I'll break it down everything. I'll shoot timestamps or whatever. And now that I cleared the slate, now we can get on your ass.
Right. Now we can get on your ass. Do you understand what I'm saying?
The thing about it is
stop that goofy shit.
The fucked up thing about it with women is that that's kind of not how it works. Because you can't explain away their emotions. You really got to do something to make them feel good. Like, trying to explain it to them.
And there's a way what if you can, like, if you can prove, that's why I was like showing time.
You can't prove that you didn't do something.
In that scenario, you know what I'm saying? I see what you're saying.
So you think a woman really gonna let you prove that you didn't do some shit? Like, okay, well, you didn't do it that day. Like, what do you mean?
I think that sometimes,
I'm gonna answer the phone with you. The bitch could have been lying next to you. Like, they ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
But when you communicating with a woman when she's in an emotional state, there's a way to kind of allow her to make herself not make sense. Like, you don't feed into trying to give her all of this logic when she's speaking emotionally.
So you're gonna manipulate
basically
her.
not manipulating her. But like, okay, let's say for instance, like, I just went through this actually a couple days ago with my shorty. I said something, with Stink. Shout out to Stink. I said something and she felt so offended by it, and she ran with a completely different thing that I didn't say. Basically, long story short. And she was arguing this point, and I'm like, that ain't what I said. But she's screaming, she's crying, snot bubbles, all of this. And I'm more so letting her scream and talk and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just posing questions that's making her not make sense. And now after a while, she's like, you know what, I ain't finna fight this. And then she sits back and her tears kind of slow down. She's relaxing. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now let me tell you what's real. And then we have now a real conversation. Now we're communicating. Now we're going back and forth. And I think that's the way to do that. So I definitely think that,
I just treat them like babies.
Yeah, 100%. You're supposed to treat a woman like a baby.
I sit my girl on my lap and I kiss her.
Yes.
Like I literally treat her like a baby. And I can say the same shit. And she's gonna like, okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, I swear to God. Like,
it ain't no difference between a woman and a baby when you're trying to communicate. In all honesty. At the end of the day, you gotta, the delivery means way more than the message. We done grew up in sports. Bro. We done grew up around some of the toughest niggas ever, where you do some goofy shit, they call you a bitch. They only tell you, they'll tell you a whole paragraph and it's only 2 words in there with the real information that you need. Yeah. And we still walk away with the information like, okay, cool, yeah, I tweaked. Like, I done been in the room with the craziest coaches. They done told me shut the fuck up, all type of shit. But I walked away knowing that I did the wrong shit. That ain't how women were raised. Women weren't brought up in tough love like that. Some of them were, don't get me wrong, but like, women ain't tough love. That ain't how they get.
A lot of women in Chicago is. They cool.
Women in Chicago a different breed though.
Nah, women in Chicago they still turn into a baby too though.
They turn into a baby.
That's shit just the shell.
Yeah,
I know. It's just like I just had a conversation on here. It was in Patreon, but I was explaining how a chick I'm dating found some hair in my bed. You know what I'm saying? But the hair was really from a blanket that she took from the living room to the bed. You know what I'm saying? It's like
manipulation like a muff.
No, it really was.
Was the hair in the house?
It was in the blanket. So at first she was like, it's hair in your bed. Then when we started talking about it, she was like, well, the hair was really in the blanket. I'm like, where'd the blanket come from? She's like, well, I got off the couch. I'm like, I mean, well, it be hoes in the living room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but no. But the point is this, right? In the conversation, I realized, and this is, if you read the Red Superior Man, it'll tell you this over and over. What she's saying is, there's hair in the bed. Why is there hair in the bed? I got asked what's hair in the bed. That's what's coming out of her mouth. The real point is, I feel like I'm not the only one. I feel like the presence of another woman. So if I can explain to you that instead of me trying to explain why the hair is in the bed, I need to try to let you know that you're the priority. You're the only woman I fuck with. And I need to reassure you of that and have that direct conversation of like, don't work. Like, listen, I fuck with you. I don't fuck with nobody else. If I could have that conversation directly, we can end the whole thing versus me trying to explain how the hair got in the bed. And she like,
You know
she
what
not
be
trying to hear that
fucked
shit.
up though, in all honesty? Like, when you really are being loyal and then you run into situations like that, that shit be
bad.
Bro, that shit
be bad.
sucks, bro. That should be the worst thing.
be like-
But that's the key. That's
Bro.
literally the solution. I had another situation where it was a chick who I had cheated on 1,000,000 times,
Jesus
but she probably caught me 3 times. But we in a situation where I fucked her up so bad that she came in the crib and was like, where you been at? And I'm like, I've been here all day. She's like, nigga, you just got here. I'm like, how you, like, what do you mean I just got here? She was like, the light in your car is still on. Like, you know how you get out the car, you close the door, and the light eventually go off? Yeah. But you know how you can leave the light on?
Yeah.
The light was on. And she like, you just got here. The light is on. I'm like, if we sitting here for 3 hours, you go outside, the light's still going to be on because it's on. Because I've been in the house all day. And she like,
I would have told her ass, look, sit by the window and stare at that light until it turned off. It's gonna turn off, right? If I just got here, it's gonna turn off in like a couple minutes, right? Stan?
Of course,
okay,
I said
cool.
all
Let's
of
watch
that.
it.
She hot. She ain't trying to hear none of that. And I didn't realize at the time that it's not about what she's saying. It's about how she not gonna say how she feels. She gonna focus on this particular thing. Yeah. It's gonna be about like, nigga, you said you supposed to clean out the garage. Da, 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 da. I'm like, baby, you don't even go in the garage. It's really that you didn't keep your word and you sitting here watching the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you said you was gonna do some shit and you didn't do it. That's what it's really about. But she making it like, clean out the garage. He's like, you don't need to go in the garage. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about finding like what's the real underlying issue that she feeling and addressing that directly instead of addressing the shit she talking about. Because she could talk. And that's the thing about like just backpedaling a little bit to the insecure, using the phrase like you're insecure to emotionally manipulate somebody. The reason why that works so well on us as men is because emotions are a woman's playground. Like logic is our playground. When we pull a woman into a logical conversation, she can't last. You know what I'm saying? But when a woman pull us into an emotional conversation, for most men, that's last. Super uncomfortable. So all you got to say is you doing too much. You like, you know what? You right. Let me stop. Like, because now I feel like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as you call me insecure, I'm probably going to shut down or turn up or I'm going to lose my cool. Like I'm either going to like run from the situation or it's going to, for some niggas, going to make them turn up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's manipulative as fuck, and it works like fucking candy for women. Yeah. That's the new version of like when you was in 3rd grade, a chick telling you your dick was little.
Y'all was showing women y'all dick in 3rd grade?
No, they never probably even seen a dick. They just knew.
They just knew that was
like
Oh shit, I thought you was speaking from experience.
Maybe that's some 90s shit.
I ain't gonna lie, I done had a real Johnson since I was in 3rd grade.
Oh god. I know you asked if we could do promo. Not that
I'm talking shit.
He said that.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that when I was in 3rd grade, I had an opportunity to do some freaky shit, and I was just scared.
I hope so.
I was scared.
I wasn't thinking like that.
I was so at 9 years old. I hope you was.
Grew up in a secular realm for sure.
For sure. But what else we got on
Nah, that shit real, bro.
Give me some examples. Or you got anything you want to jump into before we get into the stories about manipulation?
Examples of manipulation?
Our stories?
Our stories, yeah.
Oh no, I ain't got none.
All right, so I want you to give me an example of how a woman emotionally manipulated you.
Bro, I dated a lawyer.
Shit.
Fuck.
That
That's like
shit was tough.
Either dating a lawyer and dating psychiatrist.
Dog, that shit was tough because what she knew how to do was turn me up. And she was good at it. She knew how to turn me up, so I could be telling the truth. That's the thing about lawyers. They're bullshitters after a while. Like, if you get them something, they gonna run with it. And she knew how to turn me up. And then when I got turned up, what she would do is, look, you're getting upset. You're and I'm like, bro, like, you're making me fucking upset. Like, I'm not getting upset because I'm lying. Like, you turning me up. You know what? Stop fucking talking to me. And then I shut down, and then it looks so bad on me. So it's like, I don't know. I think that manipulation in a way is understanding where people fall short at and then using that against them so you can walk away with a win. Like, you know that I'm not finna sit here and argue with you to the level that you can argue. I'm gonna get as far as I can, but you're an arguer for a living. You get paid $200,000, $300,000 to argue. I don't. So you can we can put a lie into the air and you can run with it. And I honestly think that just because you can do some shit, you shouldn't be doing it. And a lot of people, they have the ability to manipulate and they use that shit. They do it. And it's like, I honestly will meet a young lady who I know for sure, like, yeah, mentally, I can run laps around you. Yeah, there's conversations that I can put in the room that will belittle you and make you, you know, seem like the lesser than. There's a way for me to pose this question to condescend you. All of those things are for sure on the table. For you to act on that,
It's bogus.
It's bogus.
Especially for somebody you want, for anybody, but especially for somebody you're trying to date long term or trying to date at all.
You have a social responsibility, bro, with everybody. Like, I'm not finna go and, yeah, I understand that we can talk about the books. We can talk about all of this type of shit, whatever the case may be. I'm not finna sit across from somebody who clearly doesn't talk about these things and do these things and then pose this conversation just to make them seem like they're small, bro. Like, yeah, I think that there's so many different forms of manipulation for sure.
You somebody asked you a question on the story the other day, and I don't want to go too much into a tangent, but somebody asked you a question on the story the other day about like, why are people so surface level? People are just so basic. And your response was like,
and I gave them a response that they didn't. I'm like, bro, okay, so they basically asked me, why are people so surface level? Why can't they have conversations on a deeper level and talk about more highly intellectual things? And my response was, if you're a highly intellectual person, you can take something surface level and make it highly intellectual. And for the simple fact that you're posed with these simple questions and you're not progressing the conversation, that's you. It's not the pointer. The finger's not pointed at the question. Like, I can sit here and ask, like, for instance, right? Like, we open the conversation up and what do you ask? How was y'all week? A surface level bullshit answer is, oh, it was cool, bro. How about you?
Right.
But we sit here and we have that conversation for damn near 15 minutes because we're not surface level like people. It's not about the question. It's about the person. It's about
that nigga put a big ass floor mirror in front of.
Hey, I DM'd them. When I saw that DM, I'm like, yeah, that's not the answer they was looking for.
They was sick. They was sick about that. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, we're so quick to, you feel me, point out somebody else when in reality the inefficiencies really be sometimes in us. You know what I mean? And you really got to be aware of yourself to know that. Like, I don't have to sit here and ask you a fucking conversation about Oliver Twist for you to prove your intellect. I can ask you about anything and you gonna show up as the person that you are, honestly. So motherfuckers be trying to play that role like they bigger than what they are because they haven't been in front of people who are at that position that they idolize in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to start talking smart to people and be myself until I get in front of some people who, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That was a question that they was kind of thrown off by, because I was like, yeah, like, I don't know what the fuck you was looking for me to say. Yeah, they was thrown off.
If I was that person, I would have read that night. I'd have just started reading.
Sure. But it ain't even about reading and trying to get smarter. It's more so just about like being more human. And bringing yourself down to somebody's level. You know what I'm saying? And or trying to raise them up to your level, whatever the case may be. But not being condescending, but not having that personality of like oh, this person is whatever. Yeah. But I guess I was just on the podcast last night saying how dumb Shorty was, so I guess I'm good to that shit.
Yeah, but in all honesty, like when we talk about, so I've been like really into like journalism. Yeah. Like I've been more so like watching podcasts, looking at the interviewer rather than the person who's getting interviewed, and they all do the same shit, bro. They ask simple questions. They ask very simple questions because that's what it is. You ask a simple question and the person across from you is going to go on a tangent and they're going to talk their shit. And if you follow the thread of that conversation and you keep up and you're paying attention, the conversation can expand into so much more. We continuously do it.
I'm going to say this. It's an interviewer here in Chicago that I know that I always like, this nigga sucks at interviews. And it's because he has his list of questions and no matter what that person say, he's asking the next question on his card. So he might say like, oh, you know, how was it growing up in Chicago? Nigga might be like, yeah, it was fucked up, man. My brother and my mama got killed and my uncle died in a car accident, so I had to leave. He gonna be like, yeah, so you know when you got to Atlanta, have fun. Like, wait, nigga, how did like?
Well, tell me about your experience. Like, damn, nigga, can I?
But like, you know what I think is great at that shit is Shannon Sharp, bro.
Oh yeah. Because
I watched the interview with him and 21 Savage. That's the most I've heard 21 Savage talk. And it was because of how comfortable he made that nigga. It wasn't the level of questioning. It wasn't none of that. It was literally like when that nigga asked the question, he was attentive and he could relate to some of the stuff. And he seemed concerned, like, damn, like, so what went on with your mom? Like, damn, it'd be something small that he said about like, oh, we used to make noise and they was hitting the broom on the ceiling trying to tell us to chill the fuck. He was like, he would like relate to that and ask him something about that. That nigga got so comfortable, bro. He was talking about all type of shit.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
100%. And I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy that you say that because I seen 21 Savage do an interview with do y'all watch My Expert Opinion? It's the hip hop podcast. Math Hoffa. Yeah, like Math Hoffa, he's an extremely like amazing journalist, bro. And he asked him normal questions. And 21 Savage went up there, bro. His intellect like really shined on that platform.
I saw that too. He had his manager over there.
Yeah, he had his manager in the corner. They really in there talking about business.
I know there's
real
money
shit
like that till I saw that.
Like, bro, I'm never
like,
even
damn.
know. And then you a fool to think that these. This is my honest opinion. I don't give a fuck what profession you in. Like, I don't give a fuck. Book smart and reading these books and being, you know, that's cool. That's smart. Don't get me wrong. But anybody that's making that amount of money in any type of way, they know some shit.
Yeah.
They really do know some shit.
I say that about Floyd all the time.
Yeah.
He be like, he can't read. I'm like, well, shit,
You
I
a
can.
fucking
I'm
a fool. You a fool to think that Floyd ain't out here running laps mentally around somebody in some type of subject matter.
Even the way the nigga fight, intellect is insane.
Talk to that nigga about his fighting style and where it came from.
Insane.
Hey, bro, where did you learn the Philly shell? He's gonna go down a rabbit hole and he gonna talk about some shit that's gonna go so far over your head, but people don't see that there's different ways of being smart, bro. Yeah, people ignorant as fuck.
Yeah,
100%.
For sure.
But story about a time that I was emotionally manipulated. I got a question. Do you feel like
No, this is the story about time you emotionally. Is it about? I said, well, you emotionally manipulated. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I got a question. The question is, do you feel like somebody can emotionally manipulate you unintentionally?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Agreed. All right. So the time I started dating this woman, and it started off as a casual relationship, and it was mutual. So like, cool. You know, I'm cool with that. You cool with that? Let's rock with it. Yeah. So we doing our thing. We having a ball. You already know the beginning of that shit be so lit. You know what I'm saying? The night outs, the sex, all that type of stuff. Cool. So as time progressed, of course somebody gonna catch feelings. It was me. Somebody gonna catch feelings. It was me. And the manipulation started when I started to express that I was catching these feelings or whatnot. And so I feel like she manipulated me in a way, and I think it was unintentional, but what would you call, if I express myself to you, you know what I'm saying, I'm this is where I'm at, I feel this way, and it's like, no, let's stay in this lane like that we agreed to. But after we have that logical conversation, you turn around and you're treating me like your man, like you're super loving, you're super thoughtful. You're
the same way before. Is like it intensified after.
It intensified as it went on. You know what I'm saying? At first,
so it's almost like verbally she said, "No, I'm rejecting those feelings," but
actions wise,
she embraced those feelings.
Yeah, 100%.
This is a very interesting question. I'm gonna let you finish your question, then I got an answer for you.
For sure, actions wise, it intensified. You know what I'm saying? It became more loving. It became more affection. You know what I'm saying? It became a heavily intimate relationship, and as time went on, my feelings are growing deeper because the intimacy is increasing. It's like, damn, okay, I reverted back to let's progress in the relationship. Ooh, no, you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep. And that happened, that cycle happened at least 2 or 3 times before it crashed out. So the manipulation in that aspect was like obviously in the emotional manipulation. It wasn't one of the 7 keys that I mentioned. That was the purest form of emotional manipulation.
100%. And what I honestly believe, what you just experienced, usually that experience is the other way around. It's usually 100%. The man doing that to the woman. And what it is that she's saying like, yeah, we gonna keep you here. Like, you want to get here.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, we gonna stay at this distance. Nah, we gonna stay at this distance. We gonna stay at this distance. And then as soon as you get there, here, she puts you back.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's what a lot of times like women express that they go through with men and stuff like. So I think that like a part of that, she could have really been scared of titles. To be honest, like a lot of people are scared of titles. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm the type of motherfucker who would be hitting it off with a young lady, enjoying my time. We kicking it, everything is shits and giggles. Shit is cool, and then she want to slap a title on it, and I'm like, I'm cool on you, and I cut all of that type of shit, and I don't know what that is. Of course, you feel me? You gonna pick and choose who you do that with. You already know that if you wanted to, you would. You know, if you come across somebody who you truly really fuck with, title, it don't matter what it is, we gonna slap it on it. But honestly, it's just crazy that you say that, and it's a very interesting topic because it's usually the roles is reversed. Yeah. So for you to experience that, it's like, damn, you know.
It was new. It was new 100%. And for me to experience that, because usually it would probably be me doing that. But titles. I remember I was having a conversation. It was on one of my old podcasts. How people will say, let's not put a title on it. You know what I'm saying? Because titles ain't it messes things up or whatever.
It just complicates it.
Whatever, it just complicates things, right? But
which can also be manipulation.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, because, okay, single is a title. If you're single, you can do XYZ, no explanation, blah, blah, blah. If we label this, that title, if we label this like a relationship and we're exclusive, that also comes with things, exclusivity, communication, expectations, etc. Regardless, it's titles with everything. You just want to use the title that's beneficial to you.
Yes.
Because single, you can fall back on, hey, we're not in a relationship anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
it also fall into that thing we talk about, and I want to do a whole series about it. I just haven't planned it all yet. But placeholder, you was essentially a placeholder in that situation. I mean, you dating somebody who enjoys your company, enjoys their emotional experience, but they don't see a future with you, right? And that comes in a lot of different forms, because she's getting as close to you as she wants, but you can only get so close to her. And sometimes people get to a point of a relationship and they still a placeholder. Some of that is like when girls, you know, like an example that away from what you just described is like a girl might date a guy she's not attracted to. Right. And it might be because she's lonely right now. She wants somebody right now. So it's like, let me get this nigga a chance. Even coming into a situation like that, it's like, what you mean that you get this nigga a chance? So as soon as he on thin ice through the door, right? He has no room to fuck up. Like as soon as he do something you don't like, you're not fucking with him. That's an example of a placeholder. When somebody is trying to, they want all of these things and they want how it feels and the intimacy, the closeness, but they don't want the commitment, is because they still trying to keep their options open for the person that they know they really gonna want to be with, because they might not feel like you're that person, even though they want to have the experience with you. Another example of that could be with a placeholder could be, let's say a chick was with Crash Out Terry, the most toxic nigga in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always fucking with another girl. It's always other girls around. I always got some shit right here for you to be jealous of. It's always in your face. And we break up and you go fuck with the opposite of me, like a super safe nigga, but you only fucking with him into reaction to what we just had. That could be like, you're not even really interested in him. You just like the safeness of this situation. You don't really even see a future with this nigga, but it's just like, you just need this right now. You need this feeling right now in this moment. So you fucking with this nigga heavy. Yeah. So placeholders is like, that's some dangerous shit, because I think I've been one. I've put other women in that situation, and I think that's literally a form of manipulation that someone typically doesn't know that they're doing. Like, it's not intentional. Yeah. Like that, I'll get this nigga a chance shit. Like, you really feel like you're giving this nigga a chance, but that's literally toxic as fuck.
That is.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right about that. You're right about that. 100%. Damn. Damn, I done did that before.
Yeah.
That's one.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it.
When he sent me the pod and I had the like the title and shit, and I had to think back, I'm like, ooh. Damn, I'm finna sound like I ain't shit.
This nigga trying to expose us.
I'm like, oh fuck.
This nigga done set us up tonight.
Look, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just set when I tell about the time I emotionally manipulated somebody, I'm gonna just set the disclaimer like, hey, this was a while ago. You know what I'm saying? I've grown. I got glasses now.
And that's what y'all
platform is. That why you wear your glasses
though.
tonight?
No.
But honestly, that's what y'all like. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, y'all platform, in my opinion, y'all are educators, bro. Like, y'all are educators. Right. Y'all speak from real world experiences that y'all have went through. And anybody watching this from a standpoint of judgment is really a fool, bro. You should be watching this from a standpoint of like, man, I'm finna get something interesting. I'm finna hear something that really happened, a real world scenario. We talked about the book earlier that you said where they speak in stories. Like, this is nothing but, you feel me, the exact same thing. So
our podcast
expose
parables.
Me. Yeah, it's parables, man.
All right, so it's my turn to tell how a girl emotionally manipulated me.
Yes.
This is gonna be crazy.
Let's go.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry for laughing.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm dating this chick, right?
Damn self.
I'm dating this chick. Now, to give some context, we've dated. This is not our first time dating. We dated before. She dated Crash Out Terry. I was wild ass nigga. Cool. Right? So we're dating again. We're not in a relationship, but we're dating. She goes on a trip, right? We had probably got back cool. We got back dating maybe 4 months. I don't know, some shit like that. She goes on a trip out of town, right? Now she goes with one friend, and then she goes with that friend's friend. So she's not cool with the third girl, but they're, you know, they cool, cordial for the trip. Right. So they out there on a trip. Now they end up throwing out there that this is a girl that the other girl is a girl that I tried to shoot my shot at before, which is true. It was about a year before, and me and the girl weren't dating at the time. I was single. I wasn't even in communication with the girl that I was currently dating. Yeah. Right. We was like, we hadn't dated in like maybe a year and a half. So I did shoot my shot at that girl. Nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing at all happened. It went nowhere. Didn't even exchange numbers. Never went out. None of that shit.
Even bring that up?
So I made a video about that. Like, when I first started creating, bro, and that shit, they was sick. Go ahead.
So they go out. I mean, so they discuss that, right? She comes back and she's like distraught about the shit. Like, I can't believe you tried to talk to this girl. Da, da, da. It's so embarrassing. Like, every time we start talking again, it's all these different girls that I know of or whatever. All these different girls in the city that you try to talk to. And I'm just like, we wasn't talking one day, nothing happened. Ooh. But she just going on and on and on about the shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are you so whatever? And she was like, nah, I'm not feeling you right now. Da, da, da. So we still was talking, but we wasn't like really kicking it like that. I spent the night a couple times, wasn't having sex, none of that. And it took us about 2 or 3 weeks to get back on point. You know what I'm saying? This was some years ago. So in that time, it just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense to me, right?
Her reaction didn't make sense?
None of it. Yeah, like how long it, like none of the shit, it just wasn't making sense. And I'm like, bro, this shit don't seem genuine, but I'm trying to respect it. Yeah. But it just don't make sense. So it was a couple other things that happened that made me curious, whatever. And I broke the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I broke the law. So I went, one day I went to Shorty Ford or whatever, ended up finding out that she fucked a nigga on vacation. The nigga busted her. She had to take a plan B. So she needed a reason to not have sex for 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? So she took that and just ran with it. And I bought this. Like I bought it, but I didn't buy it all. I was like, this shit don't make sense.
You wasn't sold.
I wasn't sold. That's like the highest form of emotional manipulation I ever experienced.
Oh my
like,
God.
That shit was crazy. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like when I found that out, I was like, wow. Like this is crazy.
Did you confront her about it?
Of course. Crashed out.
Nigga, I would have threw up.
Wake up!
Nigga said, wake up. I would have threw the fuck up off rips.
It wasn't, like I said, we wasn't in a relationship, so like the sex part of it wasn't like shocking even. Like if she was fucking other niggas at the time, if she was and that was the other thing too. It was another form of emotional manipulation was, why am I so tongue tied on manipulation? But another form of that is the space we was in was, and I wasn't buying this shit at all. She was like, I don't want a title, and I was like, I don't necessarily want a title right now either. We had been in a relationship before, so I'm like, I don't want a title. She's like, I don't want a title either because I don't want a title because I want to be single. I want to have the option to talk to other people, even though I'm not talking to nobody.
That's so crazy.
She kept saying that. She's like, I want to have the freedom to talk to other people, but I'm not talking to nobody. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You wouldn't keep emphasizing that if you wasn't talking to nobody. And if you was talking to me, fucking with me heavy, and really just was like not talking to nobody, you would probably be leaning more to like whatever. So I'm like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. So with that being, I say that to say that like if she was dating somebody else, I kind of expected that anyway. It's just the fact that like you created this situation and blew it up. You ain't had to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was super unnecessary. So it wasn't a situation I was ready to throw up over because it was just like her fucking a nigga was like her fucking a nigga. Like I wasn't tripping over that part. But like the lengths that she went to.
That's dangerous.
Now I ain't gonna lie. The plan B shit was kind of like crazy. That part was kind of like, damn, you went kind of hard, shorty. Like
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You giving me PTSD, bro. Yeah. That's just me PTSD. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn. So did y'all stop talking immediately after that?
Yeah, it was over with.
Okay.
It was over with.
Y'all still cool today?
I'm cool with everybody, yeah. We super cool.
Super? That's crazy.
Yeah, we super cool.
I'll trip up if
you better than me, bro.
I just talked to a couple days ago. We super cool.
Better than me. Yeah. Shout out to you, bro.
But no, so shit, it's our turn.
Who first?
You, nigga. What is you talking about?
Look, it's over. I wrote this shit down. I didn't want to. I wrote all of that.
I couldn't skip no parts. They gonna kill me on TikTok.
All right, and it's life is full circle. I just told y'all about how when I got emotionally manipulated. And years after, I turned around and did a similar thing. So me and this woman, we started a casual relationship, mutual. Started out as fun, and feelings progressed. Hers did, right? So I say I could start to tell her feelings got deeper for me because she would start to become emotional about things that didn't bother her before, like only hitting her up at night and what I'm saying, random weekends. It was never nothing planned, but that was the dynamic of our relationship. You know what I'm saying? But as time went on, that shit started to bother her.
Right.
So one day she expressed how much I started to mean to her, right? And I got irritated, and to combat that, I didn't talk to her for a week. I got irritated, but I also expressed, I reverted back to our agreement. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really on that type of time, whatever. I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, being vulnerable or whatever. But like, yeah, that's kind of just like fall back into what we agreed to, whatever. And to combat it, I pretty much ignored her for a week in hopes that she would internalize that as if I bring up how I feel, I'm not going to get to talk to him.
You was hoping that.
I was hoping that.
That's some sick shit, nigga.
Shut up.
All
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's number 6 of the key characteristics. Like that kind of falls into the silent treatment. That's emotional manipulation,
Bro.
or whatnot. So, time had passed and she hadn't expressed how she felt anymore until one day she did. And when she did, I suggested that maybe we should just cut this whole thing off. Now, I meant that. I was serious about that. Now, this is where it gets like unintentional emotional manipulation. I meant what I said. Like, okay, let's just cut this off or whatnot because I don't think this is, healthy for you, pretty much. And her response to that was like, some would say I did know because I knew how she felt about me. Because her response was like, no, okay, you know what? I won't say anything else. Let's just keep it going. Just to keep the relationship alive. I'm not even going to express myself no more. I ain't going to bring it up no more. I don't want you to disappear. I do like what we be doing or whatever, but let's just keep that aspect and I won't say anything else. But eventually, we end up stop seeing each other and that was the best thing to do for her sake. But yeah, that was the time I emotionally manipulated somebody. And ironically, that was after I experienced something similar. Not right after, it was years later, but shit go full circle.
One thing I'm gonna say, and this ain't even directly related, what it is. What you just said to me is proof. I'm gonna say proof can't just be to me, but I'm saying to me.
Okay.
It's proof that attachment styles are bullshit. Like this whole like you're either secure or you're anxious or you're avoidant. You just told a story about you being anxious.
Yeah.
With this woman who had you as a placeholder or had you in a space to where you really wanted this intimacy and she was kind of giving it to you, was all in, and then she was the one that was kind of avoidant and like, oh, we don't want to try to keep you at a distance. Yeah. Then you just explained another situation to where you were being avoidant. You know what I'm saying? You were running from intimacy. You wanted to deal with her the way you wanted to deal with her, and that's it. And when she brought the intimacy to the table, you ran the other direction. So what's your attachment style?
Right. You
get what I'm saying? Like, we all have been a person who's been doing protest behavior, blowing up somebody's phone, like thirsty for the intimacy. And then we've all also been a person with someone else, or even later at a different time with the same person. We could have been the person who's like avoiding the shit. And I don't know. That's why I like the whole time I even read that book, I was just like, I'm every single one of these people with a different person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I read that book, I noticed that. I was like,
what book y'all talk about?
It's called Attached.
Attached?
Yeah.
Okay, Attached.
So when I read the book, I'm like, I'm relating to damn near the whole fucking book.
Exactly.
I'm like, damn.
Now I will say secure is something that you have to work yourself up to. That's not something I think somebody can just be naturally.
No, this shit sound like a great read. I ain't
it's a
gonna
great
lie.
read.
It is.
It's a great read. It's a great read. But the whole time I'm reading, I'm just like, it's a great explanation of how you deal with emotions.
I say over the last 3 years, I reached secure.
Yeah.
Like, and you just you're just not that shit. That has to be intentional. You got to do the work to be.
I agree 1,000%.
A secure, to have a secure attachment style. And when you have a secure attachment style, you can handle somebody with an anxious attachment style,
right?
And you can also handle somebody with an avoidant attachment style. It's like it's neutral,
right?
But that's the safest place to be for you.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah. I feel the same way. Just based off what that explanation, it's like, yeah, I think that when I'm truly in a secure spot myself, like wherever you are emotionally, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel that way now. I wasn't that way, previously though.
I think it's all about self-awareness, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Self-awareness. We can call it emotional intelligence, but I think really even emotional intelligence is, in my opinion, like 80% self-awareness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it got to be a willingness to grow and learn and do things differently, but self-awareness is like the key to all of that shit.
Yeah. And on top of that, emotional stability too. Like, can you sit here, walk into a room, be glad you be having a good day, but it's all of this negative energy in the room? Emotionally, what is the next step that you take from a practical standpoint. Like, I'm the type of person on some real shit. This is something that I honestly do, me being completely honest. If I'm chilling, I'm having a good day, and I get around some motherfuckers who got negative energy on everything I love, I'm going home and taking a shower. Swear to God. Changing my clothes. I can literally, bro, if I were to walk into a place, fresh outfit, just got out the shower, and I walk into fucking, I don't know, Harold's Chicken, and they in there fighting and it's a shootout, I'm leaving that motherfucker and I'm going home and changing all my clothes. I'm washing my clothes and I'm getting all of that negative energy off of me. Like, it ain't really nothing that a motherfucker can do to really affect me, because it's really things that I do to really take care of myself from a mental standpoint.
I like that.
Sure.
No cap. Like, I fucking, one day, man, I woke up in the morning, bro, fresh out the shower, ready to go dominate the day, and my motherfucking car got towed. And I had to go get my shit. I go up there with the tow truck people. They not accepting, like, Apple Pay. Now I'm walking all through the trenches trying to find a fucking ATM, all this type of shit.
That
When I got
downtown.
Man, when I got my car, bro, I literally just came from the crib. I went home, bro. I really had to like restart the whole day, bro. So like, I guess the question that you got to pose for yourself, anybody that's trying to grow from an emotional standpoint, is like, how far will you really go to be at peace? Like, what work will you do to really find peace within yourself? And I ain't gonna lie, you'll come across some very interesting things, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but it's definitely an uphill battle. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
man. Yeah, man.
So let's hear it, man. What did you do? What you do to Shorty?
Yeah.
Do this thing.
What did I do to
I mean,
emotionally
you could pick whoever you want to pick, because I'm pretty sure it's more than one. So pick your favorite.
Oh, y'all niggas putting me something that I did to emotionally manipulate.
Talk about it.
I gotta. Let me see what's
think
going on.
about it.
Yeah,
We'll come back to you.
Think about it, because he got plenty.
Yeah, I got
So-
one. I'm loaded up.
I gotta think about that one, man. I feel like I've definitely done.
Here you go.
Yeah, you go ahead.
guess.
I'm gonna try to think if I got one that's like, yeah, I definitely did her ass dirty.
You know what's fucked up and how I know I haven't grown all the way?
Oh man,
When I was going to think about some of the stuff I've done,
it was recent.
a part of none of it was recent, but a part of me was like, nah, that shit was cold.
That's fucked up.
Like I went crazy that time.
I actually do got one. I just thought about it. But this shit, do high school count?
Yeah, it all counts.
man.
Okay, I'll tell y'all maybe.
That's probably safer.
'Cause my shit happened
wait.
You know, my
High
shit
school
happened
was like last week for you, so.
All right. I see.
All my shit happened in elementary school, so yeah.
Okay. I'll go high school. So
Funny as hell.
when I was in high school, my senior year, I had a girlfriend, and she went to a different school than me. She was a junior, and we agreed that we were going to prom. So we agreed that we was going to prom, and we was planning this shit out. I even went as far as having a conversation with her mom. When it came around to like December, we broke up. Me and her broke up. It was a girl in my school who was always like on me, whatever the case may be. And she found that I was single, and she did like a little promposal for me. Like, she shot her shot with me for the prom. And I said, yeah. Right?
Promposal is some definitely Gen Z shit.
Gen Z.
swear,
For
that
sure.
never
She
happened.
did like a little promposal for me, and I was striking her shit. I was doing everything. Like, we was fucking whatever. Maybe about like February, March, I get back with my girlfriend. I get back with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend is still on the prom wave, but I'm completely in a different headspace. But I never ever communicated that. I knew she thought she was going to prom. I knew she was spending the money on the dress. I knew that she was working towards the prom day, and she knew that it was coming up in May and all of these type of things. But I was basically waiting on her to start asking questions about tickets and timing and all of that type of stuff to break the news to her. And when that time came up, I basically played dumb. And I'm like, wait, I thought we weren't going to prom because we broke up. Woo. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think that, like, from a mental standpoint, I ran laps around her and made her realize that she was wrong, but in reality, she wasn't. But I played that role. And prom came around, bro. When prom came around, she was like, okay, cool. Where's the send-off? Where are you doing it at? I ain't give her none of that information. I just told her that, you know, just be ready after prom. I'm gonna come and get you. And I feel like, in a way, I manipulated both of them, to be honest, because I went to prom with the young lady. And we went to prom. She was expecting to go home with me, get some meat, kick it, dinner, all of that. I dropped her little ass right off at the crib and went and picked up my girl. I think that's like the most manipulative thing that I've probably done that I can kind of, like, you know, talk about. That won't get me canceled. But
damn,
I done did some. I don't think I've done anything like super wild as far as like just completely fuck the girl head up. I think that like most I do is like not tell you everything that I'm on, to be honest. But then again, like you gotta really, I don't know. That's kind of me.
Yeah, I fucked the chick head up before.
Yeah, I done fucked the woman heads up.
But
head up before.
the story I'm gonna tell today, this happened in my senior year of college. Yeah, my senior year of college. This is the first girl I dated after having my son. Right, my first son.
Sorry to that woman.
Yeah. So we started dating, and I knew my son's mom very well. We had dated for about maybe 3-4 years before this, right? Knew her very well. I knew what she would and wouldn't say on the phone. So the girl I'm dating now, this is her first time dating somebody with a kid. She never dated. We in college. We young. You know what I'm saying? She never dated nobody with a kid before. This is my first time dating. So I knew it was very important to prove to her that I was no longer fucking with my son's mom. And I was. You know what I'm saying? But I knew my son's mom very well. So I would always talk on speakerphone to my son's mom when she was around, because I knew for one that she wasn't going to make her presence known. She wasn't that type of chick. So she was going to be quiet while I was on the phone with my son's mom. But I knew my son's mom would never say, I love you. Like, I can't wait. She don't talk like that on the phone. Yeah. So I would have every single conversation on speakerphone. And it just made the girl I was dating feel very comfortable and confident that we wasn't fucking around at all.
Oh, yeah. You a mastermind with this shit.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's not even the word. The other story that's like my top tier emotional manipulation. I feel like I told it on here numerous times. The shit with my car got keyed and she.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I ain't gonna go there again because I told the story already.
Yeah.
But that was another situation where it was just like, I'm like, damn, that was cold though.
I'm not gonna agree with you. I'll tell you how I feel in Patreon.
That was cold though. But nah, that was some foul shit though. That was some foul shit.
Indubitably.
We all been there. We growing.
Yeah.
We growing as black men.
Yeah.
So all in all, man, when it comes to emotional manipulation, there's a million ways to do it. Men do it, women do it. But they come from a place of like we discussed, running mental laps around somebody, just being like high level intelligence and positioning things in ways that you can to make somebody feel the same way. Or if it comes off straight emotion based, you know, a woman busting out crying in the middle of a fucking argument to get the attention of her. She get caught cheating, now she crying like crazy. Like, you walk around, you was sucking that dick. You know what I'm saying?
You probably was. Freaky ass. Yeah. No cap.
So, y'all wild. Let's see. That nigga TJ always say, remember, when she was cheating and that nigga slipped out, she grabbed it and put it back in.
Put it right back in. She ain't give no fuck about you.
For sure. So, but yeah, man, emotional manipulation comes in all types of forms. It's definitely toxic behavior. It's something that people could do, you know, intentionally or unintentionally. It's definitely something that you need to check in yourself if you're doing. And that's pretty much it on that, man. You got AMP?
Yeah. All right, so like I was saying, the last 2 weeks been emotional for me, and I thought what a wonderful opportunity to display the type of man that I say that I am. Mm-hmm. Right, so the key component of masculinity is discipline. Mm-hmm. And I figured that during this time where I don't feel like doing anything, like motivation is low and all of that, I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity to get shit done that needs to get done, things that I possibly was putting off or just putting on the back burner. So I created this long list of responsibilities that needed to be done, from big things to small things. And I just started to attack that list while I'm in that emotional state. And I got done 90% of the list, and that made me feel better in a sense, like a little bit. It gave me a sense of pride, pride in that vulnerable state that I'm the type of man that even when it's going south, I'm still gonna handle my business or whatnot. And you got to be really aware to do that in that moment. You can always think, when you get better and shit pass and oh man, I could have, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in that moment, if you can realize that this is an opportunity to perform at my highest level, because it's the most difficult time to perform at my highest level. I always say, my gym analogy, I don't really be counting the days that I feel like going. When I don't feel like going and I go and I kill a workout, that's something to brag about to me. If I wake up pumped, ready for the gym, I'm feeling good and go have a good workout, anybody can do that. So when I'm down emotionally, headspace is a little fuzzy, and I still handle my business, my responsibilities, like that's the time I can, brag about that.
Absolutely.
So just kind of, if you, and you're going to have that season, everybody going to have it. So hopefully, you're not in it right now, but if you are, you can practice what I just said. If you're in a good space right now, you can just keep this in mind that when you do have that season, because all of this shit is seasons, we going up and down. Like you're gonna go through that shit plenty of times throughout your life. Just remember that so you can practice that type of discipline.
That's a
fact, bro.
Absolutely.
Love.
I would air that line over there. I ain't reaching out with across. I fuck with you like that. For the moms, for the boy moms, we have some more parenting advice. This is my parenting advice for the week, man. Never give your kid an indefinite consequence, right? So what I mean by that, I used to teach. And when we had a kid for recess, we would kind of use recess as the carrot to dangle over a kid's head when they're in class. Like, y'all gonna lose y'all recess if y'all act up. Y'all gonna lose y'all recess. Y'all do this in the lunchroom, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So it would work a lot of times. They'll act up and we'd come in, okay, no recess today. Y'all got to sit down. They would sit there and be quiet because they knew, like, if y'all mess up this, if y'all act up while y'all in recess and y'all not supposed to be having it, somebody talking, it's going to be no recess the next day, right? And it would work. And one thing I saw one day was, they came in recess when they lost their recess. They were still acting up. And the person said, you know what? Recess over for the rest of the school year. No more recess, period. Y'all ain't never having recess again. And they sat there for about 2 minutes and they thought, and they said, well, fuck it. We might as well tee this it's no reason. It's no reason to act better.
Yeah.
If the consequence is still going to be present. So now there's no reward for me changing my behavior. I don't get anything back because recess is gone forever. So at that point, the consequence became completely irrelevant and it was no longer effective in changing behavior. So how that relates to the home life, if you tell your kid, like, you want punishment forever, or even if it's too long, it ain't got to be indefinite. If it's like a time that they can't fathom in their mind, like to a 10-year-old, a month is like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You say life. You can't play your game for a month. It's like,
I'm about to die.
Fuck this shit.
You know what I'm saying? So make your consequences short enough for it to be realistic for them, but also long enough for it to be effective. And just be careful how you time your consequences. But that's all I got for y'all, man. You want to close out with anything?
Man, shout out to Roses I Did. Thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, upward and onward, man.
Absolutely. Like you said, upward and onward. Anything you chasing in life, make sure you know what I'm saying, stay 100% focused on it and keep applying pressure, man.
Shoot.
It's all God in the cake.